SQL as our server, our database server anymore. We're using SQLite. There are a couple different tools that you can use to navigate and visualize the data in our database and to see our tables. So one of those is the SQLite browser that you can download. So to do that, remember that our database is now in a file. So when you open up the browser, you're just going to open the database and navigate to that file and open it. So for me, that's on my desktop in this folder here. And you're just going to open that database. And so you can see there's a table that was already created that has some configurations and things like that in it. But this is the one that we made. So that's just to see the high-level structure. You can come here to browse data to actually, there's a list here, you can come down to the table that you made, and here's the information there. If you want to add a new record to just seed your database with some data, you can come in here and you can edit the text right here. You can also, if you will see, you can edit the text over here, like so, and hit apply, and it just adds it into here. But remember that this is just to have these changes show up here. If you actually want to commit those changes to your database, make sure you come up here to write changes, and that's what actually executes the SQL and puts that information into our database. So that's how you can use the browser tool. Another thing that you can do that comes if you look for the extension, so come over to the extensions in VS Code and search for SQLite. There is this first one, and I always go by the number of downloads. So this has got several 100,000 downloads. Install that. And then once you have that installed, the way to get this little pop-up menu to come up is to do Control-Shift-P. If you're on a Mac, it's Command-Shift-P. And just type SQLite, and you'll see several different options that you have. So open the database in Explorer. What that will do is it will open a window, and we can choose which one we want to see. As with most things, it works best if you have the folder open, and so it can see what databases are available. And in this folder, we just have this one database. And so back here in our folder structure, you'll see that we now have this SQLite Explorer on the left-hand side. And if we open it, we can also see the table structure just right here. If we hit Control-Shift-P again, you'll see that there are several other different options that we can run. And for example, if you just wanted to do a quick query, if you just wanted to see everything in your database, you can choose which database you want to run it on, and then just type your query right up here. And so we can see that, hit enter, and then it'll actually open up in the window, in a separate window, and you can see the data right there as well. So those are just a couple of ways for you to visualize the data now that we're using a different database server.